It's Thursday and I'm Mario and I volunteer for Geek Tribute. But only for today. Because I'm busy tomorrow. On to the video. Hey, this week I'm going to rant and then get to the comic book reviews. So over the weekend I saw The Hunger Games and it was a cool movie. If you haven't read any of the books like I haven't, don't worry about it. You'll still enjoy it and understand it. I was a little disappointed because I was told it was also loosely based on the board game Hungry Hungry Hippos. Yeah, not many hippos. But still a solid movie and I recommend it. In keeping with the theme of Hunger Games, Steph recently posted on her Facebook, if the Geeks of the Week were thrown into the Hunger Games, who would win? Who would be the first to die? Would there be any alliances, any backstabbing? And apparently there's already backstabbing because behind my back, Nikki, Luluco, and Steph have formed a team. Et tu, Nikki? But that's cool, you know. Me and Kuliovic are going to be just fine. He's a formidable team member to have. I mean, he likes things like My Little Pony Happy Meal toys. So I will be using him as a decoy. And I'm going to take out Luluco first because I think she'd be my hardest competition. She looks very scrappy. Then the rest of you guys would be cake or pie or any type of pastry you want to use here. Because no offense, Steph, you have the upper body strength of a wet noodle. The term can't fight your way out of a paper bag is used a lot, but you can't fight your way out of a paper bag. And Nikki, I know you can juggle, but unless you have picked up the skill of juggling chainsaws, I think I could take you too. Point is, I'm going to win this thing. Why? Because every geek prepares for certain things in their lives. Zombie apocalypse, robot uprising, alien invasion, and competition in which there's only one survivor. Call it whatever you want. Call it Hunger Games, Thunderdome, the Vulcans call it the Caliphate, or a Princess Bride type of Battle of Wits. Point is, I'm prepared and I'm going to win. So apparently I just threw the entire Geeks of the Week under the bus, so let me try to make it up to them a little bit. Steph recently reached her 100th video. There will be a link below, and congrats to her. I always recommend her YouTube channel. She is awesome. Coolio Bits, yes, I sacrificed you, but you went out like a warrior. I recommend Luluco's video this week. She discusses cosplay etiquette, and she's right. I'm always impressed by how hard you guys work. And it's crazy when people just nitpick. That's just, like, seriously? Come on, seriously. As for Nikki, I can't stay mad at you. Come on. I just can't. We just like too many of the same things. It'd be like being mad at myself. I just can't do it. Anyways, on to the comic book reviews. This week, I'll be reviewing Friends with Boys, the trade paperback, written and drawn by Faith Erin Hicks. And the story opens introducing you to Maggie, who's been homeschooled her entire life and is preparing for her first day of high school. She has 3 older brothers, Daniel, the oldest, and Xander and Lloyd, the twins, all who go to the same high school she's just been enrolled in. The siblings are a tight-knit group, but as with most teens, they each have an issue or a hang-up. So Maggie's kind of forced to make her way through high school on her own, with some help from her brothers. She doesn't really have any friends until she meets social outcast Lucy and her brother Alistair. Oh, and there's a twist that I forgot to mention, that Maggie's being stalked by her own personal ghost. Spooky. The artwork is simple but enjoyable and blends in perfectly with the story. My only real criticism is, and not to give away any spoilers, but the plot thread of the ghost feels a little random. It makes the story more interesting, but it didn't really need it. Still, it fits in. This book is one part teen angst and one part coming of age story. It's an enjoyable read, filled with cool characters you will grow to like, and makes me miss high school. Well, not really, but still a fun read. I rate this a 4 stars, and pick it up if you can. Next, I'll be reviewing Avengers Academy issue 27, written by Christopher Gage and art by Carl Maloney. And Avengers Academy is a school set up by the Avengers to train the next generation of heroes. The teens enrolled in this school have a criminal past, because during Norman Osborn's Dark Reign, he used them to commit crimes. In different terms, Avengers Academy is like the Juvie program, while a book like Young Avengers are the honor roll kids. In this particular issue, they meet the Runaways, who are looking for their missing team member. The Runaways are a group of teens based out of California whose parents were super evil. They ran an evil organization on the West Coast. This particular issue is uninspired. The artwork is dull, the dialogue is flat, it's just not a good issue. The Runaways were originally written by Brian K. Vaughan, and no one's been able to write them as masterfully he has since he left the book. So it really doesn't help that the Runaways make an appearance in this book, even though I do miss them. Ultimately, I cannot recommend this book. I still miss the Runaways and hope one day Brian K. Vaughan comes back to them. Until then, I rate this book a 2 stars. That's it for me this week. Let me know what you think of my reviews, agree or disagree, or if there's anything in particular you would like me to review, let me know. I am always taking requests. I'm a comic book junkie. It's more than likely I'm reading whatever you're reading. As always, comment and subscribe. Check out the other Geeks of the Week's videos, and I will be back next week with more comics.